Okay, so I'm here again, and now I've got the white pieces against Computer Impossible at this time limit 10 versus 10. So again, it's going to give a chance for me to go through my thought process a little bit more. Now, the first game I played a second ago, which you might have seen in the previous YouTube video, I didn't do so well. So I'm hoping I can improve on this game. So I'm just going to play my standard stuff. I'm a D4 player, and I've got there's a forthcoming DVD for GingerGM on D4 very shortly. And I'm just going to try to play a nice positional game here, keep things under control. And already I must have an advantage here with my space in the centre, and it's going to take him a while to castle with his bishop here. So his opening certainly looks very dubious to me. He's not really going to put his bishop over here. He wants to go g6 and bishop g7. Is there a way I can naturally stop that? Again, I'm not going to play super aggressive. I've got a sensible position here. Let's just try to nurture this advantage. So first thing first, get my king castled. This is priority number one. And now I can consider active options. Okay, he's playing like me. He's blooming pushing Harry up the board. Right, well, I'm not going to... I've got extra development here, so I'm not going to get scared. If he takes here, rook b1. Now, this should be good for me. Can I go b4 anyway? Queen takes rook b1. Now, rook b1, he's going to go a5. Now, there's also moves like... breakthrough moves like e5 here I have to consider. e5, pawn takes, because his king's still here. He's lacking his development. He's playing a very peculiar way, but not in a sensible way, so I should be better here. It's just working out the best way to take advantage of his peculiar development. Now, he might be going h4. Of course, that's his plan. I'm not going to worry about this overly. I should be doing something on the queen side. So what about b4, queen takes rook b1? Then I play a move like queen a5. And it's not clear how I get my pieces in. Now, I could go f4 and e5 here. That's an interesting way to play. f4, e5. Try to bust him in the middle. If I go rook b1, he will play a5. And then a3, he'll go a4. Then I can win a pawn, maybe. Taking and taking on a4, but I give up my good bishop. Let's just play rook b1. It's a useful move to try to get my b pawn going. And now, if a3, he goes a4. Can I and should I take on c5 and take on a4 then? So takes, queen takes, knight takes here. It is a pawn, but I love this bishop. This bishop's a great piece. Now, the other idea is to go simply b3, and then a3 and b4. I'm going to try this one, because this stops him ever getting this lock on my pawn structure. If I'd have gone here first. So he might be considering exchange queens here. But now I'm getting my advance on the queen side. So he's going knight into the guts of my position. Well, let's maybe continue with this move. Do I have to worry about anything? I don't think so at the moment. So his king is still on e8. So generally, the opening of line should help me. Now, typical computer chess, isn't it? Putting your knight on d3, which looks incredibly risky here. But it has some point to it, his play. Now, what about knight a4 coming into b6? Let's go for this one, shall we? Well, he can take and go b5 and then take here, but, you know, it does get rid of this active piece he's got. So he's gone in straight away, and now my idea is to take hold of this b6 square. Right. Now I can go knight d4. That's another very active piece when he has to probably take. And then I take with my rook. And we're slowly kicking his pieces away. And here now I must take control, surely, of this c-file. Another idea was rook a1, actually. I maybe could have considered that a bit longer. But his lack of development now his like tricks are running out of steam, should really tell. Okay. So There's ideas here of knight to a8 and then a bishop b6 at some stage. Now, I think he might want to go knight d3. Knight d3 and take this. I'm wondering if I can allow this. For example, should I go knight b3? I want to get my knight over to a5. See, this is what I'm thinking. If I get my knight here, I also open up my bishop to come into b6. So knight b3, knight d3. Now rook a1, knight takes b4. And if I check him on a8, he goes king to c7. And maybe there's nothing so clear there. So another move, is he going to go e6 and try to break out like this? I don't need to rush here, I certainly don't. But I also kind of want to punish him for his rather slow play. So if knight here, knight d3, what else can I do there? Well, I mean, I could go rook c4, but that looks funny. Maybe I'll play this slowly then. Maybe we'll just go rook c3 first to stop this knight coming in. And also, it gives me ideas of going f4. So, putting his knight on an even worse square. So I think I'll do this. So I think I'll, first of all, force his knight away even further from the centre. He's trying to sacrifice again to gain some activity. Now, if I take here, he takes back and it relieves his bishop. He gets a bit of play. I don't see why I should do that. I got an advantage by simply playing this. And now his knight here is a very bad piece. If he ever goes h4, I go here. And now, what should I do? Well, he wants to develop like this. So I could go rook here straight away. I like this idea of moving my knight around here. This looks like a strong idea. This is my original intention. So let's stick with this. Try to get my knight around to a better square. And put it here so I can pressurize his weak point. It looked good in the center of the board, but I have now cracked through and made some breakthrough here. Okay, so far so good. So I could simply go bishop f2 here. I don't need to play anything else. Bishop f2, keeping everything under control. And his position is certainly creaking. Now I have a rook check. Why not? Put your rook into the 7th rank. Makes sense. When his king is now getting very badly placed. So, what's the next stage? So far so good. Now if I check him, he will move his king up. Do I have any mating ideas here? Kind of feels right to go, well, not g4 now because it opens his rook and his knight comes in. I even have a move like bishop f1. This is my instinctive thought. Now how is my opponent going to get out of this trouble? He probably wants to go bishop to e7. So can I go knight c8? Is that a ridiculous move? Try to stop him gaining this activity. Knight here. And also then maybe my knight can come round to c6 because I don't think it's doing much here. On b6, you know, think of your pieces. Like my knight here is doing good because it stops his king coming across. It has some pressure here, but the knight here not so good. So I'm actually now thinking that this knight to c8 idea is good. Puts more pressure on this square, and it has my knight coming over here, kicking his bishop away, coming to c6. Maybe he's trying to break. He's trying to desperately gain some counterplay, but it should of course be too slow. Okay, so I could even go h4, but that gives him the g4 square for his knight. So I don't want to really allow that possibility here. Now, if I go knight here, he probably has to move his bishop to d7. But maybe his bishop's okay there. Now, this is not so stupid to just play this move h4 here, because I mean, if he gets g5 in, we want to minimize our opponent's counterplay. So, you know, he might get something here. Of course, I could have some very strong blow here. So let's just have a look at any tactical opportunities. Like knight a7, well, bishop d7. And then I could try to get my bishop around, but then he goes here. Well, I think I'll play h4. I think I'll play this. It does give him the g4 square, and I don't really want to do that. But on the plus hand, it stops his rook coming into life. So I think this is a fine move to play. And the other simple idea now is going knight here. I think I do this now because he's struggling with his counterplay, and then just push this pawn. Let's just push my pawn to b6. Yeah, let's do that. His bishop. Okay, let's get this. We might as well use our extra pawn. Now, he does take this square, but as long as this bishop doesn't come in. So his bishop is trying to come into this square. This is his plan. Okay, I see his plan. If I go b6, he's going to try to get his bishop to d4. And that will be quite annoying. So this is one of his reasoning behind his plan. So, what about we go bishop e4? So if he moves his bishop, I can take his knight and take on d6. Let's try that one. So I'm trying to prepare myself for his maneuver and get ready to stop that. Now if I come back here, I've improved my position slightly because I now have the opportunity of taking this one, which I'm going to do because it keeps this bishop, which stops this bishop d4 idea. I want to stop my opponent's counterplay. And now b6 must be the move to play. Because the thing is, this bishop, okay, he's come to e7. Oops. This bishop was trying to come to d4, can no longer do that. I'd be really, if I mess this one up, I'll be pretty gutted. Now my knight on a7, not a great piece. Let's just maneuver this one back here. Try to get rid of this bishop once and for all. And now I just need to... He's still trying to come here. No, not going to happen. If I move this knight, is my pawn coming up? Let's find out. Just want to push this pawn all the way here. So he's desperately trying to stop that, but now I can simply take off that bishop, knight c6, and this should be very easy now because my pawns are going to win the day. Okay, probably a number of ways to win this. What's the nicest way? Well, now my bishop looks like it wants to come into f6. Let's improve all my pieces. Take advantage of his dark squares. He has to give up a piece, and the rest, as they say, is easy. Yeah! Don't mess it up, Mr. Williams. Okay, well, I'm going to go here, threatening bishop f6 mate. So, well, if I mess this up, I am what you call a complete and utter bloody moron. There we go. So now, very simple. So let's just play normal kind of moves here. And I'm not going to... I'd have to do something very special to not win this one. Well, let's just grab all his pawns. That's what the computer do to me. Have some of your own medicine, mister. Okay, grab all these bloody pawns. And just play it sensible. Okay, let's grab another one. I'm playing like you would, sir. And do these computers not know... Do they not have a resign setting? Press your bloody resign setting, son. Okay, well, he's not going to, is he? And they should really have a resign setting. They really should. And now... Oh, come on, computer. Give it a break, son. Okay, and... Computer impossible, not so impossible anymore. And, of course, now I'm just going to... Let's just charge. And it comes down to the three amigos. Freddie, Gary, and Harry. And they are going to win the day. Obviously, when you're material up, you aim to exchange material off. So I don't mind if the rooks come off the board. And I can play with my opponent. I can pretty much do anything. Even if I lost my rook here, I'd still be winning. That's how good my position is. Even if the rook came off the board, it'd still be winning. If I lose my bishop, I'm still winning. If I do anything, I'm still winning. And of course, there are always stalemate options you have to consider in chess. But as long as I don't fall for any of them, this is game over. I'll keep my rook here so his king can't come up. And let's just see how many, what do we want? What do we want? Do we want a queen or do we want something else? Well, okay, well, I don't know. It doesn't matter, does it? They're coming forwards. Oh, yes, they are. Here they come. Press your resign buttons, computer. Stupid computer. Okay, well, look. Oh, come on. This is one reason I don't like playing computers. You know, You know, I did. Okay, I lost the last game, but I mean, for flipping hell's sake. Anyway, we might just have a look at what I thought were the key moments of this game afterwards, and just see how I won this one. Obviously, I did lose the first game I played against this computer. I wasn't quite used to it, but this has gone a lot more smoothly, which is good. I'm now going to pick up his rook, and he is not going to last more than 10 moves. And I will place a bet on that. 1, 2, 3. That's my new bet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you very much. Okay. Computer analysis. I don't really want computer analysis. I could do it myself. Computer, you're crap. So I don't want your bloody analysis. You can analyse when you beat me in this one. Well, I mean, basically his opening was very passive. I just played simple developing moves, gained the centre of the board, and around here this bishop e6 move's just lost a lot of time. He loses more time by playing this. Now he has to keep his bishop on d7, otherwise he'd be too exposed on this diagonal. So bishop d7, and now again I gain the centre, and really here he should have played g6 followed by bishop g7, trying to at least get his last piece developed. Bringing your queen out early when you haven't got a good foundation is never going to work. So I just stick to chess principles, get castled. And again, you know how much I love old Harry, but in this case this is not the way to play. He should have got his last piece out. Here, if he'd have taken on b2, I go rook b1 and take on b7, and then my activity, his weak king, should give me a ginormous advantage. Now there's a key point here. What do I play here? Now I wanted to play after rook b1, threatening b4, a5. I wanted to go a3 here. This was a move I wanted to play, but if you can picture after a3, he might go a4, and that keeps my break very hard to play. So a very typical idea, and this is the key point, is to first go b3, so my opponent never has the option of blockading your pawns with a4. And now I slowly but surely, see if he goes a4 now, I can still go b4, which I couldn't do before because he would have en passant. And here, when I get b4 in, well, it's pretty smooth going here. I see a weakness. If you see a weak square, try to get your pieces to that weak square. And of course, my piece does get to that square. Then I just have to be careful. He has very bad development. I swap off all his active pieces, and I have great hold on the position. And clearly, this is probably already losing for him. So okay, so there's a couple of slow games for you. I'll probably go back to some quick chess now, but just thought I'd show you what I'm thinking while I'm playing at these longer time limits. Maybe a bit more like just logical Grandmaster thinking. The ideas going through my head. Please, if you have any questions, tell me, and I'll try to let you know at certain points what else I was going on. But generally, there you go. You've had a little dip into my brain there at chess, whether it be good, bad, or ugly.